everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. Today is my favorite day of the month. This is the day my book of the month box arrives. I ordered 3 new books this month, but first I wanted to show you guys this beautiful bookmark that a friend of mine brought from Honduras. So I'm loving this bookmark, gorgeous. Thank you so much, Chloe. And I also wanted to give a shout out to Frankie, and here we go, let's get into it. All right, when you open the box, it says, "You've got great taste." So here is my first book for October. This is called Sign Here. I ordered this one because it is October, it is Halloween season, and this book is about a person who literally works in hell, and in order to get a promotion, he has to convince humans to sell their soul to the devil. At first glance, it did not sound like something I would normally choose, but what got me in the good to know, it says LOL. So I thought I could use a fun, light, Halloween themed book for October. So I grabbed Sign Here, and this is a debut by Claudia Lux. The other choices for October include a fantasy called Thistlefoot by Jenna Rose Nethercott, a thriller called The Family Game by Catherine Stedman, a young adult novel called Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong, a historical fiction called Hester by Laurie Lico Albanese, a historical fiction called Jacqueline in Paris by Anne Ma, another young adult book called As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow by Zulfa Kutu. In addition to Sign Here, I ordered 2 additional books. These are actually older books from the Book of the Month library, and the first one I ordered, I just heard some good things about it. I was looking for something fun and light and easy, so I ordered Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. The quick take on this one, the adorable frenemy turned lover romance you wish the royals and first family were mixed up in. So this should just be a fun, quick, easy read. And the reason I grabbed this one is because I ordered one that I think may be a little heavier. This is a Kristin Hannah book. I love her books. This one is called The Great Alone. I loved her book, The Four Winds, one of those that just stayed with me. I still think about that one sometime. And this was actually a Book of the Year finalist for the year 2018. The quick take on this one is following a shattering tour in the Vietnam War, Ernst Albright attempts a fresh start by moving his family to Alaska, where they encounter old demons and new challenges on the last America frontier. So I know a lot of you guys have probably already read this, so let me know in the comments below if you loved it or not. I cannot wait to read this one. At the bottom of the box, we have our Book of the Month bookmark. I put my shelf first. Those were my October books, but I wanted to go over my September books with you. And one of my September books is one of the best books I have read. It's going in my top maybe 5. One of these books I loved so much. So let's start with Other Birds. This was my Book of the Month choice for September, and this is by Sarah Addison Allen. This was an enjoyable book. It took place on the South Carolina coast, which is one reason I chose it. I love the quirky characters. It was so refreshing to read about strangers coming together. And I'll be honest with you, halfway through this book, I was inspired to make a potato chip sandwich. Zoe's not the only one who's been eating those since she was a child. I love them too, and I definitely recommend it. This was another one of the choices for September Book of the Month, and this is called The Most Likely Club by Elisa Freeland. Didn't love it. The characters were not very likable. I didn't love the plot. I love the 90s references. I actually read this on a plane. It was kind of the perfect book for a plane because you didn't have to really think about anything. It was definitely not one of my favorites. The next book I read in September, this was not a Book of the Month book, but I believe almost all of the Taylor Jenkins Reid books I have read, I have ordered from Book of the Month. So I went ahead and grabbed this one. This is called Carrie Soto is Back. And if you read Malibu Rising, Carrie Soto is mentioned in that book, but she is a professional tennis player and she is coming out of retirement to defend her title. I felt like Carrie Soto was such a complicated character, and I just loved that I had fallen in love with her by the end of the book. So another great book by Taylor Jenkins Reid. If you could only read one book by her though, I would say Daisy Jones and the Six. Then I would say Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And then maybe Carrie Soto is Back. The last book that I want to share with you guys, this is called The Invisible Life of Addie Larue. And I loved this book so much. In a moment of desperation, she makes a deal with the devil, and then you follow her throughout her life. This book covers 300 years. It's so interesting to see just the history, the different impacts she makes on the world. And I just loved her character. She was so lonely, yet she was so adventurous, and she just made such an impact without making an impact. I don't want to give too much away because I just love this book so much. So if you have not read Invisible Life of Addie Larue, I highly recommend this one. This book was also a Book of the Year finalist. So again, I highly recommend this one. And that was it. That was everything in my October Book of the Month box. If you are interested in trying Book of the Month, I will have a coupon code in the description below. Also be sure to check out my channel for the Aardvark book club. This is a brand new book club. It just launched in October, and I did order their very first box, which should be arriving any day now. So be sure to come back and check out that review as well. And that's it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe.